I would have never known if I had not seen it with my own eyes. The Dreamcatcher. Not the things we hang on our windows. Those awful summer camp projects made of sticks and ropes and feathers and such. No. The Dreamcatcher whom nobody dared to see, imagine, or come to understand. To call it a person would be an insult to all things real. Then again, it is as real as the people it claims. More so the children. You see, I had lost my child many years ago, lost in a true sense, to the unknown. As he played in the woods behind our cabin in the rural hills of Maine, a place so remote we typically went months during the winter sheltered in our modest log cabin. We lived off the earnings we had saved through the summer months on rations and supplies, and we stocked in the fall. It all happened one cold, crisp autumn day. One of the few a child his age could go out and play before the winter confined us. He begged me to go outside, knowing once winter sank its teeth into the air, he would have little to no chance to run and play. Understanding this, I allowed it, as we worried not for strangers, as there would be none to worry about. I was preparing some food we would need preserved for the upcoming solitude, as he exited the house for the last time. After about an hour or so, I failed to hear the distant sound of childlike imagination being brought to life through sticks, swords, and tree monsters. I looked out the window and saw nothing. My son, no stranger to wandering off, prompted me to grab my coat and go in search. After about 5 minutes of calling his name, Charlie, 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 I began to panic. 3 weeks, 5 police searches, and 2 helicopter flyovers later, the storm hit. Charlie was lost, and all efforts to search were called off. I was alone and had nothing to comfort my thoughts but the chance that somehow, some way, he was still alive. Out there, somewhere. Chance, like a candle in a hurricane. And then the dreams began. At first they woke me, blurry visions of being half awake. Not so much the sight, but the sounds. Charlie calling me, Daddy, Daddy. Only to come to my senses and plunge back into that despair. More than once I thought of ending it all. But that fucking candle would not go out. I could only think of one worse fate than the loss of my son. That would be to leave this world only to have him return. I could not let that happen. I had to know. After a few weeks, the dreams, they became more and more lucid. I could now see Charlie, but not how I remembered. Almost like a ghost, transparent. But unlike a ghost, all gray and muted, he was golden. Almost like looking at a light bulb through a piece of parchment. He called for me. Daddy, Daddy. I'm here. I'm here with the Dreamcatcher. I now had a new tormentor. My own mind. I packed all I could carry, knowing I would find my boy, in any state, or die trying. The first trek carried me deep into the forest. I spent a good week, or what seemed like it, wandering further into the unknown. I had no sense of direction, or cared for it anyway. After all, I was searching for something that had no location. Each gust of wind brought me in a new direction, a faint whisper of, Daddy, I'm here. Daddy, I'm here. Was it real, or just a cruel residue of my dreams? At this point, I cared not. I had nothing left to lose. Then I saw it, or more so him, my son. Not the boy I'd known growing up for all those years, running and playing, and full of life. No. This is what was left. Hung between 2 trees, by hands and feet, was the skin of my child, pulled taut and hardened by the cold, blustery winter. As I approached, the sun scorned from behind, creating the warmest glow that I have ever seen. Fiery gold pierced through the holes that were his eyes and his nose and his mouth. I stumbled, devoid of all energy to face him, as I wept knowing he was gone. And in the cruelest way, a gentle breeze blew from the direction of the sun behind him. His hide softened and bowed in the breeze, filling his empty shell with form. The wind whispered through his mouth, "Daddy, I'm here. I'm here with the dream catcher."